Day 1265. Someone's watching me. Someone wants to get rid of me.
Somebody's about to die, and it ain't gonna be me. And it's not Franz Hopper, unfortunately. Like the vid, let's go.
XANA implanted a virus inside you because he wanted you to be linked to him, and if we kill XANA, then I get destroyed as well.
Throughout the first 2 seasons of Code Lyoko, Aelita's very existence is a catch-22 scenario, cause she's both a hostage and a host. She's like Princess Peach or any other fairy tale princess, except she's made of pixels, trapped in a virtual liminal space. But she's tethered to XANA via umbilical cord, metaphorically speaking. This is why, when they attempt to shut down Lyoko once and for all, in the beginning of season 2, she passes out like your mom after one too many mimosas.
XANA is perfectly capable of stimulating your cerebral cortex through the virus that links you to him. And from that, he can paradoxically simulate in you an artificial sleep and the involuntary psychic activity that goes with it.
The line between Aelita's real memories and XANA's fake flashback slop is blurred, 144p, 240p at best. This is XANA's intention. Imagine all of your memories being completely wiped and then slowly drip-fed, re-rocked if you will, back to you, but laced with completely fake memories and hallucinations sprinkled in there. Now imagine you have pink hair, not because you dyed it, but because it just grows right out of your scalp. Aelita is emotionally stunted and highly impressionable, especially since XANA knows her pain points. He pushes her buttons and reads her like a book because he essentially has the entire script of her life. XANA knows that she craves human attention and human connection, especially while piecing together her own lost sense of humanity. She falls for the exact same okie doke for like 5 episodes, I swear. All XANA has to do is dangle something shiny in front of her and boom, she's finessed and possessed.
Let's just say that your necklace inspired me. I can go by myself.
No, it's too dangerous.
For example, she's anonymously gifted a necklace on Valentine's Day, thinking it was Jeremy, but this is just creepy old XANA back at it again. And notice how she says she's inspired by the necklace to do things.
Your necklace inspired me.
Inspired has the root word spirit in it, which ironically describes her spiritual possession.
Please.
XANA does this very often. It's his MO. He does things like what a potential love interest would do, or what a family member or a friend would do. He pretends to be your teacher. He pretends to be your dad. Like, he just do weird random shit even with the side characters. Ultimately, his influence is so strong, it makes you think, to what extent, if any, has Aelita been brainwashed and pushed over the edge by XANA? Franz Hopper took his daughter and converted her into an instrument of his own project. Notice he only did this after Aelita's mom was already kidnapped by whatever corporate Men in Black shells, and only then does he decide to kidnap his own daughter and stuff her inside a virtual box. The Guardian of Lyoko role wasn't just assigned to Aelita before she could consent, it was imposed on her. It's best explained in the one episode where XANA creates an entire materialized version of her dad in order to play further into this narrative that Franz is trying to save her and come back to Earth. A particularly sick strategy that he implements only once, and it does go off relatively well.
In the very beginning, it was a program that I designed to counter a military project based on a multi-agent system.
Well, what about me?
Eh?
I'm sorry, what?
What about me?
Eh?
The amount of disrespect it takes to respond to your daughter like that after years of not seeing her, and she's genuinely worried about her own well-being. This is completely on brand for Franz Hopper. I just want to let that be known. I understand this is not Franz Hopper, this is phony Hopper, all right? But XANA is not just pulling this out of his, well, he doesn't have one of those, but he's not pulling it out of thin air. He's playing off of what Franz Hopper has already provided and laid out for himself as a character.
I created you to be the guardian of Lyoko, but I never thought I'd see you one day in flesh and blood.
This is the first time in a while that Aelita's been exposed to even the physical apparition of her father. And it's sad that XANA uses this against her by posing as her real dad when she's essentially been orphaned. But the words XANA say, again, they just hit a little bit too close to home because they're mostly true. He admits that when he virtualized her, he never really planned on seeing her ever again, IRL. But if you notice, right before his last lines are, "See you in a minute."
See you in a minute, honey.
See you in a minute, Daddy.
Which is completely misleading. Bro was a corporate patsy doing government-subsidized research on how to destroy the world most efficiently. He's true scum of the earth. He's below Oppenheimer.
I will go to Lyoko with Aelita. Just like me, Aelita will hold the keys to Lyoko. Together, we will be the absolute masters. We will live together forever.
Hey, don't forget that if Aelita loses all her life points, she'll disappear forever.
XANA wants her memory. He won't risk losing that. Deep down, he wants her alive as much as we do.
Are you sure?
No.
Facts, facts. Jeremy bomb. In a nutshell, if this were the trolley problem, Aelita would have to start her new life as a flatbread sandwich. Let's not act like the fate of the world doesn't hang in the balance, while XANA, this genocidal maniac, remains at large, tirelessly trying to escape Lyoko. And the only way to truly ensure that XANA would never escape is to sacrifice Aelita. Or at least that's the idea, right? I can't say I support that logic 100%, but there's that. Because of this specific feature of Aelita's existence, we'll see this theme constantly pop up throughout the series. She's essential to the group because she's the only one that can deactivate towers, but the arrangement they settle into treats her continued suffering on Lyoko as a necessary evil and as trivial. The mission structure across the entirety of Season 2 consistently places the full weight of the existential problem, we'll call it, onto Aelita. That being the fact that if XANA dies, then the girl dies.
Bye-bye XANA means bye-bye Aelita.
Her pain is managed, scheduled, and rationed around the needs of the mission. And because she volunteers for it, because she frames it as her choice, the group is never really forced to confront the fact that they are benefiting off her willingness to accept a lesser existence.
We could materialize you for an hour or two, so you could pay us a little visit, huh?
Why not? But the rest of the time, I'll have to stay here on Lyoko to fight XANA.
So it makes sense when she ends up going to the factory alone in this is the pit, this is the very depth of her depression in this moment when she surrenders the keys to Lyoko. She's operating from this same logic that her role is to absorb the cost so that everyone else is safe. This is slowly breaking Aelita down. And I don't even think the Lyoko warriors and her closest friends or even Jeremy realize this. And it's all her dad's fault. Franz doesn't get half the backlash she deserves from anybody in the entire series, in my humble opinion. Aelita fusses about it and calls him a second-rate magician and everything else, which proper roast, but she is the only one that has to deal with the consequences of his actions at the end of the day. Franz, on the other hand, is cool as a cucumber.
What about me?
If Lyoko was an MMO, Franz Hopper would be AF***K.
I refuse to set foot on Lyoko ever again.
Aelita's anxiety was totally peaking this episode. Number 52, the key. She was literally walking off screen without finishing her line.
What if it goes wrong? What if XANA gets hold of the keys to Lyoko in my memory?
And that's not like Aelita. She doesn't do that. She usually finishes her line and then she might walk off screen.
What if XANA gets hold of the keys to Lyoko in my memory?
It's all coming crashing down on her. The weight of her responsibility about Lyoko and her own psychological trauma. She's fighting two wars at once, the one in Lyoko and the one in her head. She actually doesn't even know if she's human at this point.
Don't worry. I know very well I'm not really human. Still, sometimes I get a strange feeling as if I've already lived here.
And here's the catch-22 once again. If she takes herself out the picture, then this goes against her own friends' wishes because they don't want her to be gone. But also, if she stays, she is putting those same people at risk, thus playing further into XANA's hand. So before we reach the event itself, I just want to tally up again what she's been through and what has led her to this decision. It's actually understandable completely, although of course, I wouldn't condone this decision in any context. It's just that it's understandable. She doesn't know that she's human. She doesn't want all of her friends to die, and she is completely betrayed by her father. Everyone she loves is either the perpetrator of some type of wrongdoing against her, or is put in danger by her just simply existing. That is more than enough to drive a grown man crazy, let alone an emotionally stunted 13, 14-year-old girl. But luckily, it doesn't take too long for Jeremy's spidey senses to kick in, and he's very vigilant over Lyoko, so he's gonna notice when something happens like the supercomputer is shutting down. He immediately rushes over to the factory, where he finds Aelita's lifeless body on the ground. Who knows how long she could have actually lasted before it was just too late to save her. Fired up by the recent events, the team launches a mission in Bliss's Sector 5 in an effort to find the keys to Lyoko, or the memory fragment that Aelita so desperately needs. The fragment ends up being actually a very important recollection of the events leading to her indefinite virtualization.
See you in a minute, honey.
See you in a minute, Daddy.
See you in a minute? Yeah, he literally left her there for like a decade. I can't emphasize this enough, how much of a scumbag you have to be to perpetrate this, even accidentally, against your daughter. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I still hate his guts. He does pop up later, of course non-corporeally, meaning without a body, and helps her navigate towards the so-called keys to Lyoko, which is a cool little orb like floating with a mini Aelita inside of it. I think it's pretty epic, just what it is. But anyway, she grabs it, and ultimately this is just a fugazi decoy, like in a diamond heist where they grab it and the alarm goes off. This is exactly what happens. So she grabs it and everything collapses on Aelita once again in this same episode.
Aelita's.
I'm sorry, Jeremy, what was that?
Aelita's.
Anyway, Aelita is now again. It's XANA's fault this time. It's Franz Hopper's fault in some other way. But he does come through in this miraculous moment where he sacrifices a part of himself, or at least whatever part of himself is able and sentient enough to save her, and revives Aelita on the platform where she was desperately screaming for help just moments earlier. The relief of Aelita's return quells the group, or at least momentarily, before they start to ruminate over it, what exactly happened. But they do come to the conclusion that Franz Hopper was instrumental in saving Aelita that time, and Aelita seems to give him all the credit, an overabundance of credit, about sacrificing himself.
My father sacrificed himself for me, and we don't even know if he's still on Lyoko.
One thing that does grind my gears about this particular episode is that Aelita goes from completely resenting her father to now like she's back in love with the idea of him. It simply just doesn't give us enough time to process all of the events leading up to him saving her, enough to appreciate the fact that he did save her. I kind of just inserted my conclusion for the most part into that last section, but this is the conclusion of the conclusion. It's safe to say the group embraces Aelita in a completely different way than in the beginning of the series.
The fight has to go on. After all, fighting XANA is my job. No, Aelita. It's our job.
Even with my critiques about the story arc, all things equal, the show handles this topic gracefully. I don't know how many can really execute on this level. Let me know in the comments. If you made it this far, you might as well go all the way. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. For now, this has been Adrenaline Flux, and until next time, are you sure?
Deep down, he wants her alive as much as we do.
Are you sure?
No,